Good morning, students. Welcome to Swayam Learning Point. So we are back. We are back again. Session number 2, lecture number 2 of political parties. So before we begin the second session, let's have a quick recap. So we studied what is a political party. Yeah, it's basically a social organization who who later on develops into a party, and they work for a particular group of people. Then we studied the features of the political parties, right? Then what were the features of the characteristics of the parties? To be in power, to pursue an ideology, to have a party agenda, to establish a government, to act as a link between the government and the people. Then we studied with the national party, right? And then we had studied Indian National Congress, right? It was established in the year 1885. Then we studied about the Communist Party of India, that is Marxist, right? So let's study the third national party. The third national party is Bharatiya Janata Party. So before it got the name as Bharatiya Janata Party, it was called as Bharatiya Janasangh, established in the year 1951. So it was a party which was called as Bharatiya Janasangh in the year, which was established in the year 1951. And this party later on it merged. So merged means it collaborated with Janata Party, and it was established in the year 1977. But somewhere else down the lane there was a split in the Bharatiya Janasangh. Okay, that is basically it was the party which was established in the year 1977. It was a combination of Bharatiya Janasangh, and it was again collaborated with Bharatiya Janasangh and Janata Party. Somewhere else, a part of the Janata Party, there was a split. The ideologies, the way of thinking did not match, and the Janata Party established a new party in the year 1980. So 78, 80, within a span of joining with Bharatiya Janasangh, the Janata Party just split away from the party, and they established a new party in the year 1980, and that was called as Bharatiya Janata Party. Now the ideology of this party was protection of Indian culture and tradition. So they were a staunch believer that they need to protect the Indian culture and tradition, and also move towards modernization. So they were a firm believer that somewhere else India's culture and tradition needs to be protected. They also have played importance to economic reforms to bring about change in economy, bringing about a change in reforms. This was some of the main agenda, or you can say main belief of this party. Not only that, the party had brought in about a lot of reforms during their tenure, and that is how it was called as Bharatiya Janata Party. So quick recap of Bharatiya Janata Party. 1951 it was called as Bharatiya Janasangh. 1977 it was collaborated with Janata Party. And in 1988, the Janata Party, there was a split in the party, and they formed a new party. The party was termed as Bharatiya Janata Party, which was established in the year 1980. The main aim of this Bharatiya Janata Party was protection of Indian culture, tradition, and they played a very important role in the economic reforms of the country. Okay, the other national party is Bahujan Samaj Party. This party was formed by late Kanshiram. He was the person who has founded this particular party, and he professes the socialist ideology. Socialist ideology is completely working for the welfare of the society. The party was established in the year 1984, and the objective of protecting the interest of the majority. Now, according to this party, the majority consists of whom? The majority consists of the scheduled castes, the untouchables, the tribals. So for them, for हमारे लिए majority क्या होती है? The people who are a particular community, religion in large number is basically termed as majority. But according to the Bahujan Samaj Party, Majority means consists of not of people who are large in number, but the people who are very few in number, like the people belonging to a particular community, caste, creed, like for those particular people they termed as the majority. Now, this particular party used to work for a particular section of society, that is scheduled caste, tribe, religious minorities, the people who are very less in number, and other backward classes. So, this particular party targeted a particular community. Targeted in the sense means they took the problems of that particular community, so they can be used up for they can be pushed up, they can be included in the mainstream of the Indian society. That was a major belief of this particular party, or you can say ideology of this particular party. This party feels that the power of majority, the majority of power should be given into these should be given to the sections of people belonging to this particular community. People belonging to this particular part, those people should be given the majority the power should be given in their hands. That was what this Bahujan Samaj party professed. So it believed in socialist ideology, that is believing in society. It was formulated in the year 1984 with the concept of interest of the majority. यहाँ पे majority का concept है, all the people who are less in number, they meant to say majority, and it particularly wanted to bring a particular section of people into the mainstream of Indian society, the scheduled caste, the tribe, the religious minority, and other backward classes. Okay, let's move ahead. You'll say, what is this? This is Communist Party of India. It's termed as Communist Party of India. It's basically termed as Marxist. Now, this particular party was established in the year 1964. Okay, this particular party. Now, the year is not mentioned anywhere. It was formulated in the year 1964. We studied in the previous lecture Communist Party of India, right? Yeah, it was basically when that was the original party, but some of the people, you remember this story, some of the members, there was a big question mark whether they should follow the leadership of China or Russia, right? So some party members, they just moved away and they formed a new party that was called as Communist Party of India, that's termed as Marxist, okay, CPI. And the objective is again socialism, secularism, and democracy. Yeah, they believed in socialism, secularism, that everybody should be treated equally, and democratic form. The party opposes imperialism. Okay, imperialism is basically they don't like a person who has money dominating over the person who has less money, or you have got ample money, so you're trying to dominate it over a particular section of society who has less. So that is called as imperialism. Like the British, they ruled over India, they were termed as imperial power. So they were dead against it. And they also worked in the interest of the workers. So they basically wanted to protect the interest of workers, the farmers, and landless laborers. So these people, like the workers, the farmers, and the landless labor, they were exploited by the landlords or by the factory owners, right? And somewhere else this party felt, no, we need to protect the interest of the workers, and that is how this particular party came into the forefront. So Communist Party of India, established in the year 1964. Objectives of this party were socialism, secularism, and democracy. The party opposes imperialism, and the main aim of the party is basically to protect the interests of workers, farmers, and landless laborers. So these are the vulnerable people. They can be exploited by the people who have power, the people who have money, right? And that is how somewhere this particular party believed that the interests of the workers, farmers, and landless laborers have to be protected. Trinamool Congress. Now, this is story behind the party, the story regarding the formation of the Trinamool Congress. Okay. Now, Trinamool Congress is a first party which was given a status of national party by the Election Commission. Okay. Now listen to the story. Trinamool Congress was a party which was formulated, which was it was established in the year 1998. Prior to that, there was no party called as Trinamool Congress. Okay, Mamata Banerjee, she was a member of the Congress for the past 26 years, and she had very wholeheartedly contributed to the welfare of Congress party. Right, for 26 long years she served the party. And later on, somewhere else, she felt that, there is slight differences in ideology, and she moved away from the Congress party and she formed a party called as Trinamool Congress. And this party was established in the year 1998. So 1998, after continuously working for a span of 26 years with the Congress party, somewhere else differences arose, and she formed a new party in the year 1998 with a common name called as Congress, and she named as Trinamool Congress. Now, this election commission gave the recognition as a national party in the year, not in the year 1998, in the year 2016. Okay, the election commission gave the party recognition as national party. Okay, which year? 2016. The reason is they have seen her contribution for the party for the last 26 years, and they felt that for the 26 long years, she put in her loyalty to the particular party, she put her heart and soul into it. So the election commission decided that this particular regional party will be given a status of a national party, and in the year 2016, on 2nd December 2016, her party was given the status of a national party exclusively by the election commission. So it's something great achievement, right? Again, this party supports democracy, secularism, and protection of interests of weaker sections of the society. So again, it believes in secularism, protection of the interests of the weaker sections of the society, where the weaker sections are exploited. She completely supports them. Okay, so a party which got the recognition of a national party in the year 2013 because of the contribution made by her. So it's not a small contribution. For 26 long years, she continuously worked for the party, and in recognition of her hard work, for last 26 years, she did not change party. She stood by the party during the high and low. And seeing her dedication and loyalty, the election commission decided that this particular party will be given the status of a national party. And quite recently, guys, this is 2016, when her party was given the status of a national party. Right? Okay. Now, regionalism. Regionalism is basically, in simple words, we can define as the feeling of affinity developed. We all are very, we all love our language. We always have a soft corner for our region, and somewhere else the identity leads into regionalism, right? Like example, the people who stay in Pune, they speak a particular linguistic language, right? And you are from Pune, so you always get attracted towards that. Okay, oh, he's from Pune, I am also from Pune. Oh, you're from Jalgaon, okay, I am also. So we have seen that, many a time in a wedding or somewhere you go and you find your mom comes to know, oh, that particular person right in front of you is from a particular place, from a particular town. Automatically you have a soft corner, you start mingling with him and you just leave your friends aside. So it's region. We are very proud of our language and region. And somewhere else this turns into regionalism. I'm from Vidarbha, or I'm from Jalgaon, or I'm from Nagpur, whatever it is. So it gives rise to regionalism. And automatically we start feeling proud of our language, literature, tradition. Somewhere we're saying, oh, my Marathi is the purest Marathi. The Marathi which is spoken in Pune is the pure form of Marathi. Or the style of writing, literature or pronunciation of a particular word in Marathi is absolutely right, because we are the true followers, or whatever they say. So everybody starts feeling proud of their language, literature and tradition. Regional identity develops from the consciousness about the development. So, automatically the identity leads to the development of a region, and almost we start feeling that people belonging to the region should have claim, like like if it's Nagpur or some XYZ place, so you feel people, no, first I should be it's I should have access to it, and then later on other people. So we try to claim over the resources and we try to feel that नहीं पहले हमको मिलना चाहिए फिर बाकी लोगों को मिलना है somewhere else, because we feel that, because see, it's nothing wrong in believing that ki you belong to a particular region, you have love for a language, perfectly okay, but sometimes this leads to a different sort of issue. It can lead to a different sort of issue also, and that is why we start claiming over this. Like it can be the water sharing boundaries, not releasing the water to a particular area in Maharashtra. Marathwada region, they have drought prone, so we are not ready to release the water. Anything, so somewhere we feel no, first our area must have maximum water supply. After that, if water is left over, we will release the water. So it happens. That is what they're saying. Belonging to the region should have claim over resources. Somewhere we start claiming over it, right? Regional parties. Now, before we start with the regional parties, one more party which I think I missed out is basically the Nationalist Communist, NCP, Nationalist Congress Party, which was formulated by Sharad Pawar. Okay, this particular party had again it was a split in the Congress Party. Some of the people did not like the ideologies of the party, and they formed a new party that was termed as Nationalist Congress Party. And this party, it came into power. It was basically in the center for power for quite some time, and they also believed in same, that is democracy, equality and secularism. So this party, most of the parties which split away from the Congress Party, they share a common ideology in terms of secularism, in terms of democracy and in terms of equality. So we have the parties, the national parties which we have studied is basically Indian National Congress, BJP, CPI, CPIM. Now what I said is NCP, we have Trinamool Congress and we have the BSP. These are the 7 national parties which is seen in India. In simple words, a party which is seen in more than 3 states in India is termed as a national party. Okay, now we'll go with a regional party. What do you mean by a regional party? A party which is seen in a particular region, okay, or has an influence in a particular state is known as a regional party. So regional party, I don't find it all over India. I just find it in a particular region or a particular state. So when I move out of that particular state, nobody knows that party. I belong to that particular state. I know, oh, this party is seen. Okay, this regional party, they usually give preference to resolution of region. So regional problems arise in a particular state, right? It can be pertaining to the employment opportunity, it can be sharing of resources. So they don't work at a national level, they work at a regional level, trying to sort out the problems of the people belonging to a particular state or a region. Usually it is a state, yeah. Okay, they cooperate with the federal government and they try to protect the autonomy. Okay, they cooperate with the federal government, that is with the central government. Okay, they cooperate with the state government, right? And they also try to protect the autonomy, like like parties like Shiv Sena we have got in Maharashtra, which try to protect the Marathi speaking people, right? So they want to maintain their autonomy. They don't want their identity to get erased. They don't want their identity to get lost. And this is the time when these regional parties try to they come into the forefront, or they work in the forum. So in simple word, a party which is seen in a particular region or it is seen in a particular state is termed as a regional party. You don't find regional party in and around the different states. You'll find it on only a particular region or in a particular state, and the main intention or the aim of the regional party is to solve the regional problems of the people, and not only that, to protect their autonomy, to protect their identity, right? That is where the regional parties come to the forefront. So we have many regional parties right now. What you see is basically we have Shiv Sena in the state of Maharashtra, we have got Assam Ghan Parishad in the state of Assam, Okay, so we have so many parties which is seen only in a particular state. We may not even know ki, oh, these are regional parties, but it does persist, it does exist in that particular state. What are the changing nature of regional parties? Regional parties in India, they came into existence post-independence. Okay, after independence, the concept of regional parties came into existence. Till that time, we never had the concept of regional parties, right? Now, initially, identities gave rise to somewhere as I said, region, mera region, kahin na kahin, they gave rise to separate movements, which the demand, every people who belong to a party, every party regional party which came up in particular state, they started having their own movement. They started demanding for an independent Khalistan, like the example I just gave an example, right? So this regional party somewhere else, the intention was basically to solve the regional problems of the people, but it led to different types of movements. And the movements, we can see, they wanted a separate identity, they want to break away from India. It started coming up, and the demand of regional parties changed when the government did not agree. So the demands of the parties completely changed slowly. Instead of having an independent state, they started demanding more autonomy. Autonomy in the sense when they wanted to have a free hand in bringing about changes in that particular state or a region. Okay, like to have not to have an iron grip, right? To give them a lot of powers in hand at a regional level, so they can work towards the development of the region and to try to solve the problems of the people. And this began somewhere in the year 1990. Prior to that, they did not have it. The regional parties demanded that for the development of the region, people from region should get power. Yeah, they started convincing the central government that they should not only have power at a state. Many a time, a minister from a regional party, he can go at a state level also. Okay, so they started stressing on this part also, that the regional parties cannot be limited only to a particular region, and if they get a chance to come at a state level or at a national level, they should be given an opportunity. So this was completely the scene which was seen post independence. After 1990, you saw a drastic change in the regional party. This is something which is seen after 1990, not prior to 1990. You never saw this type of scenario in regional parties. So this is one of the greatest development which began from 1990, and regional parties started having recognitions in regions, in a particular region or a particular state from the year 1990. So the demands gradually started changing. They felt that they need to come in the forefront, and that is what it is all about. Next is basically Northeast. So the next example, which is about, like I just gave an example of Assam Gan Parishad. So that is again a national party which is seen only in the state of Assam. The name itself suggests Assam Gan Parishad. Okay, so it's only seen in the state of Assam. That is again a regional party, right? Now they also started with the same thing, that of Khalistan. They want to separate Khalistan, right? But slowly what happened? Okay, they also realized कि नहीं यार, we don't want a separate state. It is better we start getting autonomy. Autonomy, again the same meaning is that to have free hand in that particular state, to have a free hand so they can sort out the problems of the people somewhere else. Just like the other people, they also started having different demands. When the demands were not fulfilled, they realized ki, okay yaar, we don't want a separate state or something, we require autonomy, that in my particular state I should have an upper hand. And right now, if you see, the regional parties in the Northeast are now entering in the mainstream of national politics. So in national politics, the regional parties also started contributing a lot. So now if you see, regional parties are not limited only to a particular state, it has come to a national politics also. Okay guys, thank you so much. Be safe, stay home.